undocumented, that doesn't mean that they don't have any rights. So we try to educate the community. That's why for me it's an honor to be here, to just speak for the peace. Also, so I decided that I wanted to pursue a master's in ethnic and multicultural studies, and the only university that offered that program was Mankato State University. So that's why I came here. My friends said that it was crazy because of the weather here, the winter, but it's what I wanted. I wanted the program, and it's been really great to me to meet people like you guys who are in the peace, who really have their hearts where they belong, just with the peace. Thank you.
And the languages that are on the peace book, they are basically translations or rough translations of May Peace Prevail on Earth, which is the prayer of the World Peace Prayer Association. True peaceful has to have May Peace Prevail on Earth, is what they say. And you please say in the native tongue.
La paz prevalezca en la tierra.
Thank you. Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next speaker, for many of you, it's kind of a reunion to see David Braveheart here. David is currently, I believe, the chair of the Mankato Power, as well as being an educator on all things about the Native population in this region. David is interesting in that the first two Dakota language dialects that are on the pole represent 2 of the 7, I believe you had mentioned, rings that were formed into the Sioux Nation, or Dakota Nation, excuse me. And his family heritage is from both Lakota and Dakota. And David's brought his flute, or his pipe, to share a song with us, as well as he will speak the native languages and so forth.
Thank you, Jerry. My relatives, I shake your hand. Not shake you, but shake your hand. I should shake you. Shake your hand with a good heart this evening. Well, thank you, Jerry, for the invite here to be with you. I consider myself to be, my family and I, to be friends and relatives of the church here at St. John's. And it's good to see a lot of the good faces here that we've, people that we've met when we first moved here in Mankato back in 2011. So it's good to be stepping inside your church once again. So, and Audrey had spoken a little bit about the 1862 conflict that took place, in 60 miles away from here, and then over in New Ulm. And there's a whole story how that happened. It's a tragedy on both sides, from the settlers and the Dakota community, and the things that built up to that. And now, here we are in the present day. Back in 1972, Mr. Amos Owens from the Dakota community came to Mankato. He was friends with several folks here in this community. I should add that Mr. Bud Lawrence and Jim Buckley, I think most folks know. And they had this vision to start this conversation around what if we had power here in Mankato? But what would that look like? And why would we need to do that? And it was part of Amos Owen's dream, his vision and prayer to reconcile. To reconcile the pain, the loss that happened back in 1862. And so they started to power. And so this just last year we had our 44th annual power. And it's a really beautiful, powerful power that has brought many communities from walks of life to this area here. And so next year we'll have our 45th annual. And again, it's in the name of reconciliation. So my family and I, we're very honored to be here, and may peace prevail on earth here. That is really something, and that is near and dear to our heart, because that's how we try to represent ourselves. I tell my kids, my family says, wherever you go, you need to be a good relative. And that, may peace prevail, that's part of that way of life, way of thinking, way of being in our home, in our community, and wherever we go. So, being a good relative is what we all need to emulate in the everyday walk of life. So I have two phrasings here. And actually they're both in Dakota, because one of the things in Dakota country and communities, and there are many Dakota communities, is that the language will vary. So I'm going to do the phrasing that we have on a peace bowl here. But it's another phrasing that I thought would be important to share as well, because if you had those different Dakota people in this room, they would both nod their heads and, yeah, that's how we say it. That's how we would say that. So on our peace bowl here, we have Wo Dakota Yuha Akan Unchimaka. From another community, they would say Maka Owancha Oyateki Owaprate To. And yet they're both saying the same thing. So, with that, I want to share this song, this flute that's actually, we played it in this church before, many and great. And, but this song was sung by the 38th